All right, so it does seem like that Bethesda and Xbox deal is going through. Earlier today, it seemed like it was in the midst of closing. I don't know if that's changed. I haven't like looked to be updated yet, but it seemed like basically it's a done deal. I guess what do we expect now, Mike? From what I know, they're going to talk about this, and I think that's still going to happen in mid-March. What do you think that looks like?
I don't. My expectations are pretty low, personally. I mean, what can they do? The only game that you would think would be ready-ish to talk about is Starfield, right? Unless there's like
Wolfenstein
next
3 or something like that. Yeah.
Wolfenstein 3. Maybe they're going to come out with a bunch of like big improvement patches for some of their big games. Like here, look how here's a big patch for I don't know Skyrim or Fallout 4. Look how much better it's going to look on Xbox Series X now. Wolfenstein 2, Doom, all that stuff. So, I don't even know which one of those have already had those kind of things also. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I think they're gonna have to come out and answer some of the questions. I don't know if they like months and months ago. I don't know if they were thinking like once we have this deal closed, we're gonna have to come out and just straight up tell people whether or not these games are going to be exclusive to Xbox or not. But man, that has just been that conversation will not go away. It's the first thing everyone wants to talk about, and I think that they probably have to answer that. I think they probably have to say exactly what their plans are for that. We'll see if they do. But I do also think they'll explain kind of
hold off on that. I don't think they're going to want to talk about that. So they
right.
absolutely have
to. You might be right, but it just seems like man, maybe it's a personal thing. I want that conversation to go away. So maybe if they do answer it, that'd be nice. But just rip off the Band-Aid basically would be my thinking there.
Sure.
But there might be good reasons not to rip off the Band-Aid and to just slowly explain it over time. Title by title, because it's probably how they're going to be thinking about it for a while. I think they'll probably also explain how the relationship between Bethesda and Xbox, the core Xbox brand right now, will continue for the foreseeable future. Because it's not going to be day one like Bethesda's going to be come underneath Xbox and just answer to everyone at Xbox. It's Bethesda's going to maybe even have their own E3 showcase separate from Xbox, because it's just that's happening so soon. They're in the middle of planning that, and maybe they'll have to explain that sort of stuff. So I expect to be kind of maybe a big FAQ, and maybe they'll do that as a video or something, or a stream. But I don't think they're not gonna talk about Starfield. I don't think. I would be very surprised if they show anything of Starfield.
I don't think so either. I just brought up because that out of the big. Not
right.
even just Bethesda publishing, Bethesda, that's the next one, right? And we haven't heard much. Hey, $2 from Nick Turbo. What do you think about Phil Spencer's shelf?
What do you think, Mike?
I don't remember what was on there. I know everyone looked. Nothing's gonna top you accidentally showing off an Xbox Series S in your background. So
I mean, he's got the Ludens thing from Kojima Productions next to the Xbox logo. That's bigger than that, right?
Ludens? What do you mean Ludens?
I don't know. Whatever the name of the Kojima Productions icon is. I thought it was Ludens, but
sure. Well, I mean, what can that be? Death Stranding's pretty tightly.
Well, the next
set
game.
as a well, thank God.
Yeah, so I think I was on Miles's in chat, and I was on his show. For, their Windows Central Chatter Days on Saturdays, with a good name. And we were asked about this, and I said that I could say that the stuff on the shelf is significant, and I'm still kind of hesitant to say much more. But it's not like me just saying stuff. He is deliberately.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, and he is deliberately putting the stuff on the shelf like that. I will say I don't think he can go back to this well again. He should probably stop doing this going forward, because if that I said if that Kojima deal isn't done, doesn't this just throw a wrench into things if people are suddenly talking about Xbox acquiring Kojima Studios?
But, I mean, it better be pretty late into something happening here relatively soon, right? Yeah. Hey, we have a